Okay, welcome back. This is Coding with Josh. I'm going to be going over if statements and functions here in JavaScript. So, if you watched my last videos, you learned about HTML, CSS, and a little bit of how to set up variables and run a for loop and do some mathematical operations in JavaScript. Today, we're going to do if statements, just like I said, and we're going to go over functions a little bit later. So, what is an if statement? And you've probably heard people talk about this before, but it's like if this, then this, right? Which is very crucial when you're coding because we want to be able to take care of conditions, like in situations, things that happen. What do we do for this scenario versus this scenario? Well, we can do that. So if I write an if statement, well, before that, let's set up a variable. So const age equals 25. Okay, so again, here's our variable, and we don't need to put it in quotes because it's a number. So our age is 25. So we're going to say if age is greater than 25, then by the way to comment, I didn't cover this in the last one, the way to comment in JavaScript. So if you want to put like a comment for yourself and not have it read in the code, just put 2 slashes. So we're going to say like this one's too old. Then we're going to do like an else if, and we're going to say age is greater than 16, and we'll say can drive, and then we'll say else, and you don't need a criteria there because it's everything else, so it just knows anything else falls in this bucket, right, in those squiggly lines, these squiggly brackets, and anything else we're going to say too young, wait a few years. Now those are just my comments, right? Too old for some things, and yeah, whatever. We're just going to say too old. I'm not creative today. I can't think of anything creative to do if you're older than 25. I'm sure there's a lot of great things we can come up with. But okay. Also, I want to mention here in our loop, and here I'm not putting colons on every semicolon on every line, and that's because this is all part of one statement. And that can become tricky, but as you look at more code and watch examples, you'll kind of get the hang of it. But anytime we're in between here, inside of these, and we finish a statement, that's where we put our semicolons. Okay, let's get into this. So I can actually set up a variable for my document. So we're going to say document, and for my element actually. So get element by ID age. And we're just going to do it that way. That one is the end of an, whoops, we're going to say element equals. And that is the end of the statement. Okay, so here we're going to say element dot inner text equals you are too old. Actually, I don't want to say that. I'm older than 25, so let's just say you are old enough to have fun. Whatever your definition of fun is. Or we could say you are in your prime, right? That's like generally accepted. Okay. I'll let you figure it out. You can change the words if you want, but element.inner text, you are in your prime. Now, if I put a semicolon here, it should have probably, let me take out this. Where are we messing up? Document get element by ID age, element.inner text, you are in your prime. Oh, Okay, this is good. I'm not missing anything other than the fact that it's not hitting the criteria. Our age is only 25. We're not greater than. So if I put greater than or equal to, it should have now hit it. Now something should be happening. Let's just fill out the rest of these and take out my comments. It might not be, it might not like my comments for some reason. Um, it's a little bit buggy, but okay. So it's saying you are in your prime. Let's just say, again, let's just say you can drive. And then we're going to say too young to drive. Right? And I actually do want to change this to be if you're older than 20. So if you're 21 or older, you can drink, right? There's an easier one. There's the law. So we're older than our age is older than 20. We can drink and we can drive. In fact, I'm going to show you another thing because we can actually drink and we can drive, but it's running the if statement and it's running this part and then it's breaking. It's saying we don't need to check anymore, so don't even look at these two. And that's why I could write it in such a way that you can. That's why I could write it so that our age is greater than 16, and it's not even going to write this part for us because it doesn't reach any further once it's hit this criteria. Now, what if I put if your age is greater than 16 and you're greater than 20? Whoops. Now, it should be doing this one. Oh, okay. No, it won't because again, it's right. It's going to read this and it equals this, and that's the first one. So if we want to catch the highest one first, we need to go highest to least. So order does matter. The order of operations matters when we're doing if, and else. And hopefully that makes sense. That the order matters. Because if not, I could say you could drink. So this person gets told, hey, you can drive, but they're not told you can drink. And that's because it's not running to the right if statement. So I do need to take into account order. So 21, we're just going to change these words back. Drink, drive. Okay. So there's an example of an if statement. Now, what if we do want it to? We can actually have something be lower, and let's just get rid of this one. So we can have that be lower, and I'm going to do greater than 16, and we'll do greater than 12. I think it's actually 18 that you can buy a goldfish. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but okay. So what one did it run then? Well, it actually ran all three of them because we're old enough to do all three of them. So now here's what's interesting. If I do plus equals and plus equals and plus equals, it will, maybe I'm going to cheat and make this so that it will, go to the next line so that it's a little bit prettier. Whoa. How do I BR? Looks like it. It looks like, okay, here's how we'll do it. Okay. Inner HTML. And we're just going to replace the HTML rather than that. And I'm going to There you go. So you can drink, you can drive, you can buy a goldfish. So all of that was hit the criteria because our age was 25. Now, what if our age is 13? In fact, what I should do is I should probably clear it at the top. There you go. So if I say age is 21, 16, what things are hit? We should probably make this 15 because it's greater than, and we should probably make this 17. So there you go. There's some easy ways that people make mistakes is just based on the the greater than and equals. If it's actually supposed to be greater than 15, then 16 can be inside of our condition. So if I'm 1 years old, I can't do any of that. If I'm 20, so what we could say at the top is actually say you are too young, and we can change this to be like 22, 12, or 15, 17. We do need to clear it as well. So when I do this, that's just setting it to like have nothing. So let's go ahead and change that to 18, 19. Really? We need to do like an else. We're gonna do an else down here. And I'm gonna do it off this one. There we go. So if I put 1, you are too young. 2, right? So we're gonna put 15, we're gonna put 16, and there we go. We can suddenly drive. And what we're 17, 19 we can start doing a little bit more, and once we're 21 you can do all of them. Okay, so there's if statements for you, and that's just based on number. There's lots of other ways. I don't want to go into everything that you can do, but you can also check if something is like if a certain word equals another word. So for instance, let me just do that really quickly. Let's just do, we're going to change this real quick to be name, and we'll say name, and we will take this, say name, Josh. If name, 2 equal signs, so if name is equal to, that's what that means, name is equal to Jack, and we're going to say welcome Jack. Else, we're going to say welcome plus our name. Okay, so this one's just telling me welcome Josh, since I don't meet this criteria. Now the moment I meet this, it's going to give me an extra little message. You are VIP, right? Now, what if I say Jack in all uppercase? Well, I don't meet the criteria. So in order to do that, you can handle for, to uppercase, which is that is a function, and probably something you should get used to doing if you are going to match text to text. When we use text, we call it strings in JavaScript. Okay, so that was quite a lot for if statements. I'm going to break this up into one more part. So we're going to go over functions next. And so thanks again for watching, and watch the next one if you want to learn about functions.